Crooked River Roller Derby. Skating for Crooked River this morning, we've got number 666, Pennywise. Number 00, Goose. Wearing number 88, Brodylicious. Wearing number 2000, Little Rocket. Number 810, Biohazard. With number 19, Violet Voltage. Wearing number 13, Flame. Number 24, River Runner. Number 92, Ides of March. We've got 94, 84, Panic Attack. Number 8, Pocket Monster. Wearing number 8055, Wednesday Smash-Ums. Number 911, Jolly Crusher. With number 14, Daddy Longlegs. And number 247, Mad Max. Crooked River is coached by Fish and Cherry Bomb. Giving that Black Rose welcome to our visiting team, making the trek here from Ohio. Now let's talk about our home team, our Black Rose Rebellion Level 3 Junior Skaters. For the Rebellion this morning, we've got number 08, Death Ray. Number 10, Mathora. Wearing number 12, Booberry. Number 21, Bloody Mary. Wearing number 25, Diablo. Number 38, Scar. We've got number 32, Beans. Number 64, Jack Skatington. Wearing number 82, Starstruck. Number 112, Rex. Wearing number 2007, Icebox. Number 2026, Twig. Number 238, Swiss Rolls. Wearing number 253, Ant Jovi. 308, Pixie Sticks. Black Rose is coached by Olive Havoc and Biohazard. That is our home team, our Black Rose Rebellion Junior Skaters. So we're going to get our game started here in just a few moments. Our officials are taking their time on the track. How many people are here to cheer on for Crooked River? Where are our Crooked River fans in the crowd this morning? Okay, look, for being as far away as they are, we've got a pretty good fan base for Crooked River. Where are our Black Rose fans here? Who's here to cheer on our home team? Black Rose Rebellion. Okay. So two very action-packed games were played yesterday. Yesterday morning, Crooked River went down to Mars in Hagerstown and played their team. Hagerstown ended up taking the win. Yesterday, Crooked River took the win over the Black Rose Riot. That's the level 2. So anything is possible today. During the game, we are doing some fundraising activities to help support our skaters and our team. We're doing a bingo over at our merchandise table at the other end of the rink there. You go ahead and get the bingo cards. They are $2 each. There will be one card per person, and the first person, or if you get a bingo, you do pick up a prize at the merchandise table. We are also doing a pick a number board. So once again, over at the merchandise table, you can go ahead and pick a number for $2 each. And then with that, you can try your luck to win a local gift basket by some of our sponsors and donors. Join us here at halftime as well. We are doing a toss of the bearing game. That is $1 per bearing. During halftime, we will line up on the track and try to hit a target with the bearing that you purchased. Okay, so there's a rolling whistle. That means our game is going to start here. Our first jam will have number 82, Starstruck, and number 13 from Crooked River, that's Flame. And that whistle starts the jam. If you are new to Derby, each team sends out 5 skaters to the track. 1 skater from each team is wearing a star on their helmet. That skater is called the jammer. The jammer needs to power the way through the pack like Flame here just did. Once they get through the pack on that first try, they maybe declare a lead if they are the first jammer through. Each pass after that, they will score 1 point for each opposing skater that they pass. So Flame now winding up on a scoring pass. Flame working way to the front of the pack, but Diablo and Blueberry working some defense there, along with Bloody Mary in a 3-wall. Okay, Stefan the Drama throwing up 4 points for Flame. First 4 points of the game going up for Crooked River. Starstruck does pick up 3 points in that jam for Black Rose. The jammer that breaks through the pack first 2 whistles, and that means they are the lead jammer. The lead jammer has the privilege of calling off the jam early by tapping their hands on their hips. There are some situations where there may be a jam with no lead jammer. In that case, that jam will run for the full 2 minutes. Taking a bit of a timeout here before moving to our second jam of the game. We're going to have number 253, Anchovy, taking on number 810, Biohazard. Still in the midst of this timeout, join us here in about a month right here at the Magic Elm. Black Rose will be having another level 3 game against Pittsburgh Derby Brats. They come to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, another JRDA league that also promises to be a very action-packed game. Looks like we're taking a brief break here to take care of some issues here with our scoreboard. We want to make sure that the scoreboard does reflect an accurate count of what everybody scores. That was a 3-point jam for Black Rose and a 4-point jam for Crooked River. On Saturday, March 25th, we will be having another level 2 game against the Pittsburgh Derby Brats. There is a chance that will most likely be a closed game, but we will be doing a live feed just as we did last night. While we're in the midst of this official timeout, let's give a special shout out to our officials who made the trek here to make this game possible. We've got your head referee, Lone Bone. Also got Safanda Drama, Coach Boom, Boomerang, Tara Boomdier, Phoenix, Sirius Pack, and Mofo Shizzle. Over here is our alternate ref. Our non-skating officials this morning, as we know, it always takes more non-skating officials for a game to happen than it does referees. Our NSOs this morning, Maddie, Bionic, HBC, Sparky, Travis MC. We got Meanie, Creek Cut, Ox, Stretch, Rotten, and Bacon. Some of those names you may recognize. A lot of those names are our actual adult skaters for our adult league, the Black Rose Rollers. Our referees taking their position back on the track, so it could be that our second jam of the morning will finally start here in just a couple seconds. We're going to have number 253, Ange Jovi, out there. A little bit of a jammer change for Crooked River now. We've got number 4 on the line. Number 24, I'm sorry. That is River Runner. And right off the bat, Crooked River losing a blocker. River Runner is our lead jammer. Now River Runner is in the pack on a scoring pass. Black Rose losing Blueberry to the penalty box. And Jovi breaks free. River Runner breaks out of the pack but takes a bit of a fall. Okay, River Runner is up with 4 points. And the jam is called off, so it's just a 4-2 jam. And Jovi does have 2 points before River Runner calls it off. Brody Licious now on the jam line versus number 2026 Twig. So we're at a 4 versus 4 jam. Brody Licious breaks out through first, and it's called lead jammer. Twig sent out of bounds coming around the jammer line. Oh, Twig taking another hit there by number 911 Jolly Crusher. Now Brody Licious comes in. That jam is called off. Timeout called on a matter of safety for our jammer there, Twig, who's back up on her skates. Twig is a 2-year veteran skater of the Black Rose Juniors. Anchovy coming back out with the jammer star. And it looks like Anchovy will be taking up against number 88 Brody Licious again. Okay, head referee Lone Bone signals the end of that timeout that we called. So the next whistle we hear, we'll start the jam. It's Brodylicious versus Anchovy. Brodylicious with a second lead in a row. Or sorry, no, this is not a new jam. The new injury protocol for the JRDA mandates that this jam is a continuation of the previous jam. So Brodylicious will retain the lead from the previous jam, picks up where he left off, so 4 more points on the board. Okay, and that jam is over. So another 4 points there, I think I saw for Crooked River.
Hopefully we won't have to use it again. We'll be fine. It should have. We used it and it was working.
I don't know, because I take time out first.
No. You should be able to take a time out.
Huh?
You just say scoreboard slow.
Thanks.
Okay, very short timeout called by our officials. Moving into our next jam now. Looks like we're going to have number 19 Violet Voltage versus 238 Swiss Rolls. And lead jammer position is still open. Swiss Rolls getting knocked down. Okay, Swiss Rolls breaks out of the pack. We have a Black Rose lead. And Swiss Rolls comes into the pack now on her first scoring pass to the jam. Panic Attack sending Swiss Rolls down and forces the recycle. Blueberry doing a hit on Violet Voltage. Swiss Rolls certainly having some trouble making it through the pack now. Blueberry working the front of the pack, tries to send Violet out, but Violet Voltage breaks out. Swiss Rolls fighting for the scoring pass. Oh, and Swiss Rolls scores 4 points, and she goes for the call-off. That's going to bring Black Rose up to 9 points versus Crooked River 16.
This score is correct. The only difference is we are only on this year. No, yes. But then I need that whole extra line because we're still on the jam. However, this score is correct. 24 points. But there's only 16 on that. And it was all in one jam. So we had 4 halves. But you had the numbers right, it just wasn't reflected up there.
Okay, taking a brief moment here. We're having some technical difficulties with our scoreboard, so please bear with us. Hopefully we'll get these issues here banged out and we can move on with our game in a more fluid manner. Just taking care of some last-minute points that are rolling in from the previous injury call-off. There is a new set of rules that pertains to what happens under the JRDA. That's the Junior Roller Derby Association rule set. Instead of moving on to a new jam, in some situations, the jam will continue once the injury is taken care of. And that is what happened here just a few moments ago. Okay, so we're gonna have number 13, Flame, versus number 82, Starstruck. Starstruck on his second season with the Black Rose Rebellion, knocked out of bounds right off the jam starting whistle, but Starstruck finds a hole, gets past Brodylicious. Oh no, that is not a lead due to a no pass, no penalty. So number 13, Flame, taking up that lead for Crooked River, but both jammers able to score points. Bit of a collision there. Starstruck called off on a back block penalty, so this is going to be a power jam for Crooked River. Flame now in full control of the jam. Icebox goes in for a hit. Icebox sends Flame out of bounds. Flame comes back in and commits a track cut. So that's going to put Flame in the penalty box and release Starstruck from that earlier back block penalty. There is no longer a lead jammer because Flame has committed a penalty. So we're going to have a 2-minute jam now. Starstruck back into derby action. Gets past Booberry. They're opening up a hole for Starstruck. And Starstruck scores 4 points for Black Rose. Both jammers back on the track now. Starstruck is in the pack. Gets past number 911, Jolly Crusher. Flame in from that earlier track cut. Starstruck with another 4 points on the scoreboard. Neither jammer can call the jam off, so they have to go for the full 2 minutes with no call-offs. Flame having some trouble. Flame gets past Diablo, completes a scoring pass. Now Starstruck is in there having some trouble getting through the back of the pack. Now Starstruck taking on Brodylicious. Oh, Starstruck being called off on a second penalty. With just 9 seconds left to our jam. Blueberry joining that Black Rose tripod, sending Flame out of bounds on the inside. And our jam time's out. That jam is going to bring Black Rose up to 20 versus Crooked River's 36. Now, this is going to be a power start for Crooked River now with Starstruck seated in the box from that earlier penalty. They're going to put out number 24, River Runner. River Runner powering through the pack, getting a Crooked River lead. Now this is a power jam and a power start for Crooked River now with River Runner in full control of the jam. River Runner is in the pack. Black Rose doing some defensive work at the front of the pack. Blueberry putting a hip check on River Runner, but River Runner stays in bounds. A Starstruck coming back in from that earlier penalty completes an initial pass. River Runner now taking on Blueberry and Diablo working some defense at the front of the pack. Blueberry sends River Runner out of bounds. Starstruck does score 4 points for Black Rose. River Runner finding a hole on the inside, coming around the jammer line, scores 4 more points. 8-point jam for Crooked River to bring them up to 44 points. Four-point jam for Black Rose. Black Rose calling for a team timeout. While we have these breaks going on in our game, make sure you pay a visit to both of our merchandise tables. We have some Black Rose Juniors merchandise, and next to them, Crooked River brought their own merch table, so pay them a visit. Also, once again, during our game, we are doing our bingo. We are still doing our bingo. You can try your get the bingo card On that bingo card, there are some things to watch out for going on in the game. If you see that, you go ahead and mark that off on the bingo card, and that gets you a chance to win a prize at the merchandise table. We did sell out of the pick a number board, so thank you for everybody who took part in that. Stick with us here at halftime. We are doing our bearing toss. So that timeout coming to an end. And Joey back on the jam line versus number 88, Brody Licious. Okay. Black Rose with the pack advantage as Crooked River is down a blocker. Brody Licious breaking out of the pack, picking up a Crooked River lead. And Joey being called off on a penalty, so Crooked River with another power jam. First 4 points of the jam put on the board by Brody Licious. Brody still in full control of the jam at this point. If you're playing the bingo and you see something that says visiting team power jam, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. A power jam is when one team's jammer is seated in the penalty box and the other jammer is rolling around the track basically unopposed. That is a power jam. You can check that off. If your bingo card has officials timeout, you can certainly check that one off as well. So Violet Voltage back out there on the track on a power start for Crooked River. And Chovy released from the box. Lead is actually open to either of these two jammers at this point, so we'll see which one breaks through first. Violet Voltage is up front. And Violet Voltage picks up lead for Crooked River. And Anchovies headed back to the penalty box as that jam comes to an end. So coming out on another power start here for Crooked River, we've got number 13, Flame. Flame getting a hit from Death Ray, but moves through on the inside of the track, on the inside line of the track, picks up a Crooked River lead. Now Flame is in on a scoring pass. Oh, Starstruck goes for a hit on Flame, but Flame stays in bounds. Starstruck is sent off to the penalty box. Another scoring pass completed by Flame. So far, an 8-point jam for Crooked River now. Anchovy released from the penalty box. Flame coming in that pack there at full speed, makes a bit of an apex jump with a third round of points. Crooked River certainly establishing their dominant lead in the game with this jam. Another 4-point pass by Flame completed. And Jovi finally breaking out of the pack, completes her initial. Flame goes for the call off. So a 16-point jam for Flame is going to bring Crooked River up to 68 points. Twig back out on the jam line for Black Rose versus number 24, River Runner. Oh, Twig breaking through. Twig is our lead jammer. Black Rose with a lead in the game now. River Runner breaking out of the pack. Twig in for the first round of points. Okay, Twig scores 4 points, calls off the jam. Nothing scored by Crooked River now, so we're at 28 to 68. Crooked River with a 40-point lead. Brody Licious now on the jam line versus 238 Swiss Rolls. Brody Licious with lead jammer. Swiss Roll sent out of bounds on the outside and is forced to recycle at the back of the pack. Brody Licious is in, making very quick work of that scoring pass. There's 4 points. Swiss Roll is taking a bit of a collision there. Jolly Crusher called off on a low block penalty that sent Swiss Rolls down just a few seconds ago. Brody Licious, though, coming out with 4 more points. 8-point jam for Crooked River, bringing them now up to 76. Okay, our jam timer bionic signals 5 seconds. So the next whistle we hear will start the jam. It's going to be number 82 Starstruck versus number 19 Violet Voltage. Starstruck with lead. Looks like Violet Voltage still stuck in the pack behind Black Rose defense. Blueberry and Icebox working side by side, holding Violet Voltage at bay. Starstruck breaking out with 4 points for Black Rose. Violet Voltage just come out of the pack. Starstruck scores another 4 points, calls off the jam. Flame now versus Aunt Stovey in this next jam. Flame working up to the front of the pack, but Black Rose's defense throwing their defensive strength at Flame. Flame breaks out of that defensive wall, picks up a Crooked River lead. And Stovey forced recycle by Brody Licious. Flame beginning the scoring pass, sneaks through on the outside line. Crooked River does score 4 points, and that jam is over. Penalty box is clear. We're going to a 5-on-5 jam. Twig out there versus River Runner. Twig gets a bit of a tumble coming off the whistle, but Twig breaks through. Picks up a lead for Black Rose. Twig coming in on a scoring pass. And she is in. Twig coming out with 4 points, calls off the jam. 4-0 jam there in favor of Black Rose. Swiss Rolls now will be jamming for Black Rose on the jam line again, taking on number 88, Brody Licious. We've seen Brody get lead for quite a few jams, if not all of them so far in this game. So Brody Licious now, Death Ray working some defense against Brody. Beans also doing some blocking in the front of the pack. Brody Licious inches out and picks up another Crooked River lead. Oh, Swiss Rolls called off on a track cut. So that's going to put Swiss Rolls in the penalty box and a power jam for Crooked River. Brody Licious breaks out of the pack, calls it off. That's going to buy a power start for Crooked River in the next jam.
Use this time to breathe. It's okay.
Black Rose with number 8, Pocket Monster. This is going to be Pocket Monster's first time jamming in the game. Now, Swiss Rolls can pick up a lead, provided that Pocket Monster does not break out of the pack first. You can start the jam in the box and get lead. Diablo working in holding up a tripod at the front of the pack, along with number 12, Blueberry. Pixie Sticks running that defensive wall. They're doing everything they can to stop Pocket Monster. Oh, Blueberry tries to put a hit on Pocket Monster, but Pocket Monster just one step ahead. Pocket Monster is our lead jammer. Crooked River losing Ides of March to a low block penalty. Pocket Monster calls off the jam just as Swiss Rolls breaks out of the pack. So one additional point on the board for Crooked River, and that jam is over. Flame out there now, taking on number 82, Starstruck. Running to about 10 minutes left to our first half of the game. There's our whistle. The jam starts. Death Ray and Beans working some defense against Flame. Oh, Icebox sending Flame out of bounds. Starstruck being called off on an illegal contact penalty, so this is going to be a potential for a power jam in the hands of Crooked River. There it is. Our jammer referee, Stefan the Drama, blows the 2 whistles. That means lead is declared. That goes to number 13, Flame. Death Ray putting a hit on Flame. Beans doing some defensive work now. Beans gets back up on her skates, tries to hit Flame, but Flame is just too fast. Crooked River with 4 more points as Flame calls off the jam. Crooked River going for a team timeout. This is a good time to look at that bingo card because there might be something relevant in that bingo card happening right now. This is a Crooked River team timeout. We are also doing shout outs, so at the merchandise table you can go ahead and get the shout out form filled out. They will bring that up here to the announcers table and we will get that taken care of for you. We are doing a live feed of this game, so everything that we're seeing and hearing inside the Magic Elm is also going out over our live feed. We are doing a bit of an interactive chat, so our viewers can go ahead and talk to us. And right now we've got a poll, who has better snow during the winter. I don't know if there's any such thing as better snow.
The jam number is not off.
Ohio or Pennsylvania. And
Sorry, I didn't get
the third option is a question that goes, we had snow this year, and that is the one in the lead. I think we've had, I don't know, we've probably maybe had an inch altogether. And Sylvia back there versus number 24, River Runner. And Anchovy breaks out of the pack first. That means she's our lead jammer. Oh, Goose puts a hit on Anchovy. Goose puts 2 hits on Anchovy. Anchovy just stays up on her skates, powers her way through a scoring pass. Ida March with a final hit check on Jovi. That sends Jovi down. Now, while Jovi was down, Crooked River's defense reforms, but Jovi comes out with 4 points. Jovi in for her second round of points now. Looks like Daddy Longlegs made a hit that sent Jovi out of bounds on the outside. Jovi comes back in, skates through on the inside line, picks up 4 more points for Black Rose. Now Crooked River losing some blockers to the penalty box, so this will be a bit of a help for Jovi. Jovi comes in, sneaks through that pack, makes quick work of that third scoring pass to the jam. She goes for the call off. That's going to be another 12 points on the board for Jovi, bringing Black Rose now up to 48 versus Crooked River's 89. And speaking of shout-outs, we have our first shout-out coming in of the day. This is going out to Mad Max. Dad loves you more than Mom does, so there's some competition. I don't know if Mom wants to get a shout-out in to kind of one-up that previous one, but if you want, that's what you want to do, we will get that done for you. Brody Licious deading for Crooked River, and Brody is our lead jammer. Twig wearing the star for Black Rose. Brody gets past Jack Skatington and Blueberry, scores 4 points, calls off the jam. Eight-point jam for Crooked River brings them up to 97. Black Rose at 48. Violet Voltage will be taking on Starstruck in this next jam. Panic attack sending Starstruck out of bounds on the inside, but Starstruck picks up some speed. Starstruck is our lead jammer. The jam is called off, though. Let's see, it doesn't look like there are any points scored in that jam. We are running down to about 5 minutes left of our first period. And Jovi back out there now, taking on number 13, Flame. Pack advantage going to Black Rose now. Crooked River down 1 blocker, but Flame is our lead jammer. Flame now beginning a scoring pass. Flame is in the pack, takes a bit of a hit. It looks like Beans put that hit on Flame and is forced to recycle. Flame calls off the jam before Jovi can score any points. Let's see what our jammer referees are saying. Okay, 1 point there by Flame. Nothing for Black Rose. Twig versus River Runner now with about 4 minutes left to our first half. Oh, Twig breaking out of the pack. Black Rose losing their pivot on a back blocking penalty. Twig is our lead jammer. Twig now coming in on a scoring pass. Powers through. Jammer referee Coach Boom signals 4 points. So 4-3 jam there. 4 points for Twig, 3 points by River Runner. Black Rose had a couple scoreless jams here in the past few minutes. This is going to bring them up to 52. Crooked River breaking the century mark now. They're at 101. Okay, that whistle starts the jam. We've got Swiss Rolls out there. Swiss Rolls versus Brody-licious. Brody-licious powers through, picks up a Crooked River lead. Brody's in to score some points. Blueberry working some defense at the front of the pack. Brody gets past Blueberry, calls it off. So a quick 4-0 jam. Violet Voltage will be taking on Starstruck in this next game. Starstruck run out of bounds right off the whistle. Gets back in. Oh, Violet. Oh no, that's a pivot. Starstruck breaks through. Starstruck with lead for Black Rose. Starstruck coming in now on a scoring pass, and he is out with 4 points. Starstruck now on a second round of points, comes into the pack. Panic Attack working some defense, blocking Starstruck, but Starstruck does get through at 4 points. Crooked River with a star pass over to their jammer. I believe that's number 8, Pocket Monster. That jam is over. So down to a minute and a half to our first period of the game. Make sure that you visit the merchandise table now. Time is running out. This is for the bearing toss at halftime. What we're going to do is everybody who has a bearing, they are $1 each. We will line you up on the track and you will throw them and try to hit a target. So pick up those dollar bearings and play our bingo as well. There's a lot going on that can cross off these bingo squares. Anchovy back out there now. Oh, Anchovy getting a bit of a trip on the track. Lead jammer position still open. Crooked River, though, picking up the lead. Who is that? That's number 13, Flame. Okay, Flame calling off the jam. Looks like we're going to have time for one more jam of our first half of the game. Black Rose with the pack advantage as they're putting out Twig. The gem up against number 24, River Runner. Bean sending River Runner down right off the whistle. River Runner recovers on skates, but Twig is our lead jammer. Twig is in for some point scoring action. Gets past River Runner there, breaks out of the pack with 4 Black Rose points. Our period clock has expired, so this is going to be the last jam of the game, or of the half, that is. Twig coming in, meeting a 3-wall of Crooked River blockers. Oh, and Twig is out. She scores another 4 points. That's the end of the jam and the end of the first half, so make sure you pay a visit to our merchandise tables for our home team, Black Rose, and our visitors, Crooked River. Get those dollar shout-outs in for your announcers. That is going to go out on our live feed as well. Take part in our bearing toss. That will be going on here in just a few moments during halftime. And get those bingo cards because there are a lot of boxes to check off. We're going to take a brief 15-minute break, and we'll be back with you in just a few moments. Looks like there's a few more headed my way here too, so thank you for participating. These all benefit the team directly. Oh, I got 3 in a row. Look at that. The Lone Bone signals the rolling whistle by our jam timer Bionic. That means that the time or the halftime is officially over. We are going to move into our first jam of the second half of the game. We're going to have number 88 Starstruck versus 88 Brody Licious starting versus 82 Starstruck. Now these two jammers have been waiting for a while to go up against each other. Brody Licious is our lead jammer. Okay, it's a quick 4-0 jam by Brody Licious in favor of Crooked River. That jam is called off. I have a $1 shout out here. This is to Dejo and Crow. We are awesome and slay. Hashtag Queens, hashtag live, laugh, love. I believe that's also hashtag 27 and hashtag 66. So thank you for that. Moving right along here, we're going again with number 253, Ange Jovi for Black Rose, and number 24, River Runner for Crooked River. Second lead in a row going to Crooked River with River Runner in control. Ange Jovi gaining some speed, forcing the call off, so nothing scored. Brody Licious back out there. And that looks like Twig wearing the star for Black Rose. Twig is our lead jammer. Brody Licious picking up some speed on Twig, forcing the call off. So we have another 0-0 jam. So moving into our next jam of the game, number 19, Violet Voltage, is taking on Starstruck. And that whistle starts the jam. Starstruck trying to find the weakest hole there in Crooked River's defense. Crooked River, though, certainly holding strong. Starstruck breaking through. First lead now for Black Rose in the second half of the game. Starstruck calls off, so we have another 0-0 jam. We have some more shout-outs coming up to our announcers table here. We have a shout-out here. This is going to Coach Flying Fish and Coach Cherry Bomb. You guys rock. So penalty box is empty. It's been pretty clean so far in the second half. 13 Flame versus 253 Ange Jovi. And Flame is our lead jammer. Crooked River certainly doing their job, establishing lead so far in the second half. And Flame gets past Pixie Sticks and Bloody Mary, scores 4 points for Crooked River. Calls it off. Looks like we're taking a official timeout to handle a skater foul out. You are allowed to accrue a total of 7 penalties. If you are called on 7 penalties in the game, at that point you are instructed to leave the game. So we're back to Derby action. Let's see who we got here wearing the Jammer Star. River Runner jamming for Crooked River. And number 2026, Twig for Black Rose. Twig is our lead jammer. Oh, Blueberry sending River Runner out of bounds. Now Twig on a scoring pass, and she comes out with 4 points to show for it. Beans working some defense out the back of the pack, keeping River Runner stuck. Now River Runner taking on a defensive wall of Black Rose blockers, but Twig is coming through. 8-point jam so far for Twig. River Runner with a star pass over to number 8, Pocket Monster. If you're keeping up with our bingo, you might want to look at something that says star passes because that might be relevant. We've got 238 Swiss rolls now versus Brodylicious. And Swiss Rose is out for a second lead in a row for Black Rose. Oh, Swiss Rose loses her position on the track, almost falls. In that time, Brodylicious manages to almost get ahead. Swiss Rolls goes for the call off, so that's a 0-0 jam. We've got a shout out here for for Crooked Rivers number 00 Goose. The Goose is loose. Love Mom. Starstruck back on the line now versus number 19 Violet Voltage. Oh, Starstruck sneaks through on the outside line of the track, stays in bounds, picks up a Black Rose lead. Starstruck now lining up for some points, is in the pack, breaks through. Stefan the Drama holding up 4 points. 4-0 jam there in favor of Black Rose. That's going to bring Black Rose up to 80 versus Crooked River's 115. So 35 points separating these teams. That's actually not a whole lot in the Derby world. That could be changed by just a matter of a jammer penalty. We're going to have Flame versus Anchovy. Fourth lead now in a row for Black Rose with Anchovy in control. Anchovy in for the first round of points. She's in the pack. She set out of bounds on the inside. That jam is called off. Let's see. Anchovy was in the pack. Scores 2 points on that call off. We have a shout out here. This is going to Mad Max. Dad is way cooler than Mom. So it sounds like Dad certainly has the lead here in our $2 shout outs. Scoreless jam there for Crooked River. Black Rose putting out number 2026 Twig. It's going to be Twig versus River Runner. 5th lead now in a row for Black Rose with Twig in control. Twig coming in now in a scoring pass, but is meeting some pretty strong blocking by Crooked River's defense. Oh, that jam called off. Twig does pick up 2 more points for Black Rose, so 2-0. Black Rose's defense certainly able to hold back Crooked River's jammers for a couple jams here at least. This next jam promises to be an action-packed jam. We're going to have 82 Starstruck versus 88 Brodylicious. Two very strong jammers from each team. Oh, Starstruck shuts down Brodylicious. I don't think Brody's going to have it, though. Brody does creep up. We are now jammer on jammer. Starstruck makes the calculated risk to go ahead and call off the jam before Brody can score any points. So number 810 Biohazard will be jamming for Crooked River versus Anchovy. Oh, Biohazard getting some blocking by number 32 Beans. Anchovy picking up some speed coming in the pack. Oh, Biohazard breaking that lead stretch for Black Rose. Crooked River now in control. Biohazard is in. Blueberry doing some blocking on Biohazard. Oh, Biohazard cuts the track after that hit by Blueberry. That's gonna hand a power jam now over to Anchovy, and we're gonna have a 2-minute jam. Check out your bingo cards for something that might say Visiting's Team Jammers in the box. Now Black Rose losing their jammer to a penalty. .42 seconds left to this jam. It cannot be called off. Biohazard does score 4 points for Crooked River. Anchovy still seated in the box for an earlier penalty. Black Rose ramping up their defense in the front of the pack. Beans working there along with the Pixie Sticks and Blueberry holding back Biohazard. Mathora also in that four wall. Blueberry just guarding that outside line. Beans working the front of the pack. Oh, Biohazard and Beans. Beans has to let Biohazard go. Both jammers are out now. It's a foot race for these two jammers. With just as the jam comes to an end, we are jammer on jammer. This next shout out is from Bella, Olivia, and Adriana to Autumn, Danny, and Mason. You guys are amazing. We love you all. Thank you for being amazing. Hashtag Mom Spaghetti. I think that's what that says. That is what that says, Mom Spaghetti. We got 3 more shout outs coming up. So keep those coming in. Those benefit the team directly. Oh, Twig is jamming versus Flame. Twig takes a bit of a stumble on her skates, but gets back up. Flame's our lead jammer for Crooked River. Twig still fighting on her initial pass. Flame coming in on a scoring pass. There's 4 points on the board. Okay, Twig that is breaking through with her initial pass. Flame on a scoring pass. She signals the call off. Coach Boom signals 4 more points for Flame, so an 8-point jam for Crooked River. We have a shout out to Crow. Your comeback yesterday at level 2 bout. First game back after major ankle surgery and 1 MVP blocker. That is true. Now back in September, Crow did have an injury, a pretty serious injury during practice and had to get surgery. So this was Crow's first game back after that injury, and Crow did actually get MVP yesterday. So big shout out to Crow for that victory. Mom says, I'm so proud of you. Swiss rolls back out through the jam for Black Rose Juniors. And Swiss rolls is our lead jammer. There's a bit of a skater tumble there on the track. Swiss Rolls coming in for a scoring pass. Blueberry recycles to the front of the pack, puts a hit on River Runner, sending River Runner down on the track. Swiss Rolls goes in to score some points, but is sent out. Oh, Diablo goes in for a hit, but that hit was not legal. Let's just put Diablo in the box. It looks like Ides of Mars puts a hit on Swiss Rolls. Swiss Rolls goes for the call-off.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm not perfect, man.
Timeout called by our officials. We have a shout out to the Crooked River parents for being awesome. Thank you for the parents. Parents support Junior Derby more than a lot of our volunteers do. Not only do they supply the skaters, they are also here selling merchandise. They are taking other volunteer roles. We even have a lot of parents who are doing some official roles too. So thank you very much for everything you contribute. Derby relies heavily on its volunteers, and the parents are certainly some of the biggest volunteers we have. While we're in the midst of this timeout, let's give a shout out to our teammate, Pippi Jamstocking. Pippi is one of our skaters here at Black Rose, one of our junior skater members. Now, Pippi had to undergo some medical operations here in the past few months. She has actually had 2 open heart surgeries. So shout out to Pippi for being here and still supporting her team. We love you, Pippi. We're glad you're here, and we're glad that you are part of the Black Rose Juniors community. So from all of us, we're just going to go ahead and finish it off with Pippi Strong as we move into our next jam. Starstruck once again taking on Brodylicious. Let's see, Brodylicious powering through the pack and is lead. Brodylicious with a 4-point scoring pass and a call-off. So these junior skaters play each other once or twice per season, so they are not normally strangers to each other. I know for a fact that Starstruck has been talking about this game for several months now because he gets to jam up against Brodylicious. Our next jam will have number 2000 from Crooked River. That is Little Rocket. First time jamming in this game. Wearing the jammer star for the Black Rose Juniors, number 2026 Twig, who takes a bit of a tumble and goes down on the track. Neither jammer is out of the pack yet. There's 2 whistles. Twig picking up a lead for Black Rose. Oh, Little Rocket sent clear out of bounds, coming around the turn. Twig with 4 points. Beans working to defense against Little Rocket now. Mathora and Diablo making the way to the front of the pack, forming a 3 while they're effectively holding back number 2000 Little Rocket while Twig comes out with another 4-point scoring pass. Twig with another round of 4 points just as Little Rocket passes the star over to number 8 Pocket Monster. So a 12-point jam for Black Rose there, thanks to Twig. Now during that star pass, the pivot cover was dropped on the track. That might be relevant if you're playing our bingo. Starstruck coming out with lead now for Black Rose. Starstruck taking on number 13 Flame from Crooked River. Oh, Starstruck is out, avoids a hit. Starstruck scores 3 points in that scoring pass. One of those blockers was not passed legally, but it was not a penalty. So that's why that was a 3-point pass instead of 4. So moving down, we got about 12 minutes left to our game. We're in the final quarter. I have a shout out here. This is going to Daddy Longlegs for Eye of the Tiger, baby. Love your mom. So still plenty of time to get these dollar shout outs in. Keep those bingo cards out because we are still seeing some relevant action here for your bingo. And Jovi back out there on the jam line. Number 9484, Panic Attack, jamming for Crooked River. Okay, Crooked River now with the lead. Panic Attack in control. And Stovey is on her way to the box for a forearm penalty. So Panic Attack is in full control of the jam now. Beans and Icebox working, holding up that line, holding back Panic Attack. Panic Attack forced to recycle at the back. Beans doing some blocking at the back. Panic Attack goes for the call off, but not before scoring 3 points. Power start in the hands of Crooked River now with Brody wearing the jammer star, Brody Licious. And Brody Licious is our lead jammer. Brody Licious getting a lot of support from the Crooked River bench now. Brody Licious is on a scoring pass. And Jovi also out of the box. And Jovi completes her initial now. We're jammer on jammer. And Jovi catching up with Brody Licious, forcing the call off. Ides a March out there to jam, taking on Twig from Black Rose. Okay, lead is still open for both of these two jammers. Ides of March gets past Diablo and picks up lead for Crooked River. Ides of March now on a scoring pass. Coming in the back there at full speed, Black Rose reforming with a 3-wall. Ides of March signals the call off just as Twig breaks 3, so no point scored by Black Rose. Ides of March does have 4 points on the board. Now under 10 minutes left to our game. Crooked River at 150, Black Rose at 107. Brody Licious versus Starstruck once again. Oh, Brody getting ahead, pushing through, picking up lead. I'm sorry, that's Starstruck. I don't know if I said Brody Licious. Starstruck is our lead jammer here for Black Rose. 4 points scored by Starstruck. Okay. Looks like that was a 0-point scoring pass, so that's going to keep Black Rose at 107. There were 4 points there scored by Starstruck. So that will bring Black Rose now up to 111. Timeout called by our officials coming to an end. We're going to have 253 Anchovy out there versus number 9484 Panic Attack. Okay, Anchovy getting in the front of the pack, but is beating some defense by Crooked River. The pack swallows up Anchovy. She's at the back of the pack. Panic Attack picking up a Crooked River lead. Anchovy breaks free, catches up with Panic Attack. That forces the call off. Panic Attack calls off the jam. We have another timeout by our officials. Make sure you're here just about a month from today. That would be March 26th, Sunday morning. We will have another action-packed Level 3 junior game. Our Black Rose Rebellion will be taking on the Pittsburgh Derby Brats. Now, the day before that, we'll be having a game at the YWCA here in Hanover against the Pittsburgh Derby Brats. That will be a Level 2 game. There's a chance that will possibly be closed to the public just because of venue limitations, but there will be a link to the live feed. So if you want to watch that game live on YouTube, make sure you follow Black Rose Juniors on Facebook. The link will be there several days ahead of time. You can still tune in and watch that from the comfort of your own home, but by all means, please be here the next morning, Sunday. We will be playing the Pittsburgh Derby Brats. The whistle blows, that timeout coming to an end. We're going to have Flame on the jam line versus Twig. And Flame picking up lead for Crooked River. Twig taking a bit of a fall there on the track. Boardylicious working some defense at the front of the pack. The jam is called off. And it's another scoreless jam. Swiss rolls out there to jam now for Black Rose, taking on number 810, Biohazard for Crooked River. Crooked River with the lead now with Biohazard in control. Swiss rolls having some trouble making her way out of the pack. Here comes Biohazard on the first scoring pass of the jam, coming into Black Rose's defense. Beans doing some block with the back of the pack, but Biohazard gets past all 4 Black Rose blockers and scores 4 points. And Biohazard goes for the call off. This is Swiss Rolls breaks out of the pack, so a 4-0 jam for Crooked River. We're in the midst of another timeout. We are going to probably right immediately after the end of the game here, we're going to go ahead and pick the winners for the pick a number board. The winners of those numbers will be winning, I believe, a basket of merchandise donated to us by our sponsors. Boardylicious versus Starstruck once again. I'm beginning to think that these two jammers enjoy competing against each other. Starstruck spins through the pack. Okay, it is a lead for Black Rose. Starstruck in control. Starstruck is in. Oh, gets past Flame, makes a quick call off. Let's see if that was too, quick enough. Okay, counting down the moments to the end of the game here. Under 5 minutes to go. Biohazard back out there for Crooked River, taking on Anchovy. Oh, Biohazard comes out with lead for Crooked River. And Biohazard in for some points. Blueberry working the line, holding back. Now Jack Skatington doing some defense. Icebox, Blueberry, and Jack Skatington doing some blocking just as Biohazard calls off that jam. We've got Twig now versus Flame. Oh, Twig makes some progress up to the front of the pack, but Flame breaking through ahead of Twig. Crooked River now in the lead. Flame making the call off just before any points can be scored, so that was another scoreless jam. 3.5-ish minutes to go to our game. And we're going to have number 9484 Panic Attack taking on Starstruck. Starstruck powering through the middle of the pack, getting through the defense, picking up lead. Black Rose losing Blueberry to a clockwise blocking penalty. Starstruck coming in for the first round of points. And Starstruck gets past Biohazard, completes a 4-point pass. Starstruck now winding up for a second round of points, trying to find the easiest way through the pack. Biohazard doing some blocking against Starstruck. Starstruck now crashing into a 3-wall of Crooked River blockers. There are some penalties being blown, but Starstruck back on, still on the track, still our lead jammer, and has another 4 points. Panic Attack does score 4 points for Crooked River. Starstruck coming in for a third scoring pass. Gets past Crooked River's defense. So far, a 12-point jam for Black Rose. Oh, Starstruck completes a fourth round of points. So far, the highest scoring jam for Black Rose. Starstruck calls off the jam. That's I believe that's going to be a 16-point jam for Black Rose, thanks to Starstruck. 2 points scored by Crooked River in that pass. Down to 1:15 to go. We could be in the final jam of the game. Number 88, Brody-licious, taking on 253, Anchovy. And there's our whistle. Crooked River down, 2 blockers in the box, but Brody-licious powers his way through the pack and picks up a lead for Crooked River. Both jammers on scoring passes. Brody's in the pack, comes out, gets those 4 points, calls off the jam. 42 seconds left of the clock. Moving into what's likely going to be the final jam of the game. We're going to have number 24, River Runner, taking on Twig. Black Rose with the pack advantage. Now Crooked River still down 2 blockers. Black Rose throwing a tripod of blocking power at River Runner. Twig coming out with lead for Black Rose. Twig now coming in on a scoring pass, comes in, comes out, scores 4 points for Black Rose. Oh, and River Runner called off on a jammer penalty in the final jam of the game, so this is going to be a power jam. Certainly going to work out in favor of Black Rose now with Twig in full control of the jam. She is in. Twig powering her way through the pack. And, Twig is out, but gets sent out of bounds. Twig is forced to recycle. Certainly, Crooked River doing some blocking, buying some time for their jammer to finish that time on the box and come back into derby action. Twig is still in full control of the jam. Biohazard working some defense there. Twig breaking out with 4 more points for Black Rose. Black Rose losing Blueberry to a clockwise blocking penalty. Oh, panic attack, putting a hit on Twig. Twig taking a tumble. River Runner scores 4 points. Twig determined to score some more points for Black Rose here. She's in, but Crooked River throws their entire defensive strength over at Twig. Just a couple seconds left to our game. Twig definitely going to run out the clock. Another 4 points on the board there by River Runner. We time out at 2 minutes. So that ends the game. We are looking at a tentative score of Black Rose 149, Crooked River 179. If that's how it stands, and we're going to have a 30-point game, that is very impressive for both teams. That is not a lot of points in Derby. At this time, our jammer referees are going to meet with the scorekeepers, and they're going to go over all of the math and make sure everything looks good. Once everything is confirmed, we're going to hear a whistle, and we're going to have an official final score. Okay, and there is our final score whistle. That's a game. So now our teams are going to go ahead and vote on the MVP blockers and MVP jammers from each team. We do have a final score now. Black Rose at 149, but Crooked River taking home the win today. Back to Ohio, 179. It is a 30-point game. That is not a lot of point spread in Derby. So coming around the track now, the team with the black uniforms coming to us from Ohio, Crooked River Roller Derby. I'd like to thank everybody who came out from Ohio to make this game possible. Once again, join us in about a month from today. We'll be taking on the Pittsburgh Derby Brats. And now taking their lap around the track, your Black Rose Juniors. We've got Anchovy, Swiss Rolls, Diablo, Jackson, Easton, Icebox, Pixie Sticks, Mathor. They're too fast for me. Beans, Blueberry, Mason, Twig. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to pull the winning baskets. So everybody who bought a number, go ahead and get your numbers ready. We're going to go ahead and pull the winner. Okay, we've got, oh boy. '28. If you have number 28, you have won this basket up here.